In 2007, I saved the Citadel by beating Saren and Sovereign from reining in the rest of the Reapers. In 2010, I went on a suicide mission to destroy the Collector base. In 2012, I finally saved the fate of the galaxy from the Reapers. However, I asked this question: does a subpar ending ruin a journey? And if so, which is more important, the journey or the end? Like many others, when the credits started rolling, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. Now I know what my dad feels like every time he sees me playing video games at the ripe age of 37. After pouring countless hours into Shepard's incredible journey, the ending felt like a letdown. The three choices we were given, they boiled down to picking a color: red for destroy, blue for control, and green for synthesis. Seriously, it was like picking your favorite crayon. I wanted more nuanced options that reflected my journey, not just a simplistic final decision. Like, couldn't the destroy ending spare my synthetic allies? I felt bad killing Joker's girlfriend.
Just get us in there safely. I'll take care of your girlfriend.
Well, that wasn't ominous, thanks.
And I can't get past everyone's eyes being green in the synthesis ending. Also, seeing all the mass relays blow up, didn't that mean all the systems would be destroyed, resulting in the deaths of millions? There were so many unanswered questions that it felt like the ending didn't honor the epic saga that came before it. Despite its disappointing ending, Mass Effect 3 is still a good game because of the journey it took you on, and in my opinion is still one of the greatest games I've ever played. At its core, Mass Effect 3 is about saving the galaxy, but it's also a deeply personal journey for Commander Shepard, and ultimately for you, the player. Since Mass Effect 1, you've been the one making tough decisions. Along the way, you've forged meaningful relationships with characters like Tali and Garrus, who have been with you from the start. Over the series, you even got to experience romance with characters you truly connected with, which made me think, wow, is this what it feels like to be in a relationship? The game kicks off with a bang as the Reapers finally make their way to Earth, wreaking havoc and laying waste to everything in sight. I vividly remember thinking, this is it, the end times are here. The anticipation built up over the series comes to a head in Mass Effect 3 as the Reapers are finally here, bringing a much darker and more serious tone. It's no longer about exploring the galaxy, but about sheer survival. One of the most memorable missions in Mass Effect 3 is Priority Tuchanka, also known as Curing the Genophage. This mission combines intense combat against Reaper forces with a profound narrative about the future of the Krogan species. The decisions you make here can alter the course of an entire civilization, raising the stakes to epic proportions. Although, in one playthrough, my trigger happy finger led to Morden's death. I felt so terrible that I stopped playing for the rest of the day, no joke. Going the Renegade route is not for the faint of heart. Of course, nothing beats the Paragon route, which hits you right in the feels. Morden redeeming himself and seeing Rex standing in amazement at the end is the cherry on top. It's important to remember that you're just not curing the genophage, you're making history. Throughout the series, you hear about how the Solarians came up with the genophage and how the Turians distributed it to end the Krogan rebellions. But in Mass Effect 3, you actually become part of that story. Not only do you help create a cure for the Krogans, but you also build a bridge between three alien species that no one thought was possible. There's something really powerful about that. Talking about building bridges, Rannoch is another iconic mission that sees the climax of the conflict between the Quarian people and their synthetic creation, the Geth. This mission pits you against the Reaper in an epic battle, with Shepard bringing down the hammer. The music and sound effects make this sequence amazing, making me feel like a real-life action hero. Seeing that Reaper come closer and closer gave me goosebumps. I was practically yelling, just die already. However, what made this mission special for me was Legion's sacrifice. When Legion used I instead of we, it hit me so hard.
Shepard, Commander, I must go to them. I'm sorry. It's the only way.
Witnessing Legion finally become an individual after such a long journey was incredibly emotional. Sadly, this newfound individuality was short-lived, as Legion sacrificed itself to grant sentient life to the Geth consensus. This act of heroism, coupled with the Quarians halting their attack on the Geth, ended a 300-year-old war. It powerfully demonstrates that by putting aside our grievances, we can achieve extraordinary things. No, this would also be the perfect moment for a Quarian face reveal, especially Tali, don't you think? So, no face reveal, huh? Son of a I blame EA for everything. The game had many other standout moments like the fall of Thessia. I mean, I knew the war was slipping through our fingers, but by the end of this mission, failing to secure the data on the catalyst, it felt like I had personally lost the war for everyone. It was a gut punch, a moment where the weight of my struggle truly hit home. There's also the intense battle at the Cerberus base, a place I never thought I'd reach. Standing in the very room where the elusive man once commanded, seeing his infamous chair was unforgettable, and taking down Kai Lang, absolutely satisfying, especially since Thane was my femship's love interest in Mass Effect 2, so it felt like sweet personal justice.
That was for Thane, you son of a bitch.
Even the smaller moments in the game pack an emotional punch, like when Liara shows Shepard her project in case they lose, and also Liara's one final heartfelt gift on Earth. The romances in Mass Effect 3 are a fantastic touch, adding a layer of drama to my journey. I ended up romancing Liara, Ashley, and Kaidan, while Tali and Garrus felt more like a brother and sister to me. The build up to the romance scenes was fun, but the actual romance scene, I felt kinda disappointed, like every woman who's ever been with me. With Kaidan and Ashley, it felt more like a wrestling match. However, the scene with Liara was definitely more intimate. Honorable mentions go to Thane, who my femship was all over, and I don't blame her. And Jack, who seemed a lot happier in Mass Effect 3 compared to her troubled self in Mass Effect 2. Then there's Miranda, the femme fatale. If you got the Citadel DLC, all I have to say is, damn, she totally rocks that red dress. I enjoyed how the DLC expanded the romance stories, especially characters from Mass Effect 2 who weren't a part of your crew in Mass Effect 3. By the time I've reached Mass Effect 3, I've invested so many hours into these relationships, making the romance options feel meaningful and impactful, immersing me in the game and journey even further. You finally come to the last mission, Priority Earth, which is the climactic final mission in Mass Effect 3, where Commander Shepard and their allies make a last stand to reclaim Earth and defeat the Reapers once and for all. At this point, I was all in. This mission represents the climax of the entire series, with heartfelt farewells and rousing speeches that underscore the stakes of the mission. These moments make the story engaging, reminding me of the bonds I forged throughout the trilogy. In my opinion, the journey is what truly matters, not the ending. The defining moments of Mass Effect 3 are the missions we embarked on, the characters we met, and the story that made us feel every emotion along the way. Just like in life, it's never about the destination, but the journey we go through, and the same can be said for Mass Effect 3. You know what had a great ending though? Mass Effect 2. Check out my video about it right here, and I'll see you in that video.